Become a part of the Horton team. We're looking for welders, painters, assemblers, machine operators, cabinet makers, and other positions to build emergency vehicles that help save lives. Join us at our hiring event on Wednesday, January 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. at 3800 McDowell Road in Grove City. We offer a huge $1,500 sign-on bonus and great benefits such as 401k match, medical coverage starting day one, and much more. For more information on what Horton can do for you, visit careers.revgroup.com and search Grove City.
Hello.
There we go.
Yeah.
How do I get full screen on this bitch? I'm the worst, dude.
No,
you're old
fine.
too. You're old, but you know how to do it.
Well, yeah,
Can everybody see me? Am I on? What is this? Recorded live now?
Nope, it's just recorded.
I'm just kidding. How are you?
Good to see you, Aaron Putnam. How are things?
Things are pretty good, man. Just calendar. Filling the calendar every month by month these days because of COVID. So there's none of that booked 6 months in advance stuff, but things are good. Spending a little bit of time in Michigan these days as far as performing some stuff.
Is that like a call venues? Can I appear? I mean, how does it work? I mean, because it's
I got a manager, so that helps a little bit, but it's also it's just like finagling the money, see if it's worth it, what's going on, see where I'm banned, where I'm blacklisted. Funny business for one.
No, I've heard stories. I've heard good and bad about the folks over there.
They're fine. Like, I got love for people that want to work with them. I don't care. I never submitted them for anything because I do my whatever. I just it never, because I know the money's not great. Long story short, though, someone tried to bring me to Grins with them, and I guess the girl was like, I emailed them after and got an explanation, but they're like, she's like, Aaron Putnam is going to come with me. They're like, do you have somebody else? And I heard that, and me, I'm a kind of a upfront guy, so I emailed Jameson, and he forwarded it to the chick that does it. I've never met her, and she just says, no, nothing personal. We'd like to work with people that don't work with our competition. I'm like, well, he owes Michael Rappaport. He owes Michael Rappaport $60K, so I guess that's over.
I'm talking about Donnie.
Donnie boy. This ain't bowling pins, baby.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
God bless him. I don't really know what happened, but I did step in and fix a couple shows because I knew the comics that were on it, and I am working Grand Rapids with the listening room. Those guys are great.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that. Now, wait a minute. I see Ambrosia Theater, too. Is that right?
Yeah, we have that for the show Friday. This was kind of a last minute thing, so we couldn't get it. So we're going to roll in there and do that. See if right now there's about 12 tickets sold. So that's, it is what it is.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. 2 shows, 2 places?
No, just the thing on Friday is just the one show. Yeah, it's not selling very well. I was just chatting about how Grand Rapids does have a great scene going on. And mostly listening room is where I would do it. Okay. But yeah, this show that I'm doing Friday is at Ambrosia Theater in East Town, I guess.
Yes.
What they like to call it.
Yep. I'm looking at it right now. Yes.
Me and Zach O'Ryan.
Yes. In fact, what I'll do is I'll link up in the show notes of this, the link for people to get tickets to see you. So
appreciate it. Dude.
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, things are good, man. Bobby and I are coming back. Thanks.
Yeah, there you are.
Nice.
Did you
Go
do?
blue, huh?
Did you do that, or do they do that?
No, Zacho did. Ambrosia Theater, basically, it's ran by James Brown, that comic. So I don't know what they do. They don't have any kind of web. There's a lot of things they don't have as far as getting the link even out to people, which I realized. So I was like, all right, I need to fix this. So they don't have a lot of traction, I guess. Good little room though. It's cute and cheap to run. Giving us most of the door, obviously. But and Zacho did that flyer, the Michigan thing. I don't know. Who knows?
So, now with the Friday thing, and then Saturday is listening room.
No, Saturday is Detroit. Sorry.
Fuck. Why did I go? What did you say about the listening room? Is that just a venue that you occasionally will actually be there?
Well, you're dealing with my ADHD, so we started talking, and I wanted to tell you about listening, so I threw that in there and derailed you, and here we are. That's what's going on.
Are you like me? Do you have ADHD?
Dude, I have it so bad. Like, I've had it my whole life. I'm old enough where they didn't diagnose it. They're just like, oh, he's a little bit, maybe a little special. Let's not special ed, but let's get him through school, figure out dyslexic. But yeah, the ADHD, I have it through the roof, dude. I'm listening to an audio book called The ADHD Advantage. Guess what? there's hints in there, clues, information to make you extremely successful. It's like a superpower if you can pay attention long enough to figure out what the fuck they're telling you. So there I am.
I'm glad you say that, because first of all, I'm encountering more and more people who are like you and I. And,
Sure.
I took the test with a mental health specialist, and after the test, he goes, "Okay, yeah, Eric, I see it all the time. You absolutely are, and that is you. You do have ADHD." I go, "Oh my God, what do I do?" He goes, "Nothing."
Nothing. Yeah. And he's like, "No, wait, are you an active drug addict? Because if you are, we could get you some Adderall and then you could be cracked out." It's wild.
Yeah. He's like, "You've already adapted." He goes, "You already use it, to your advantage." Yeah. He goes, "You figured it out by now. You don't do anything. Just."
Well, let me ask you this then. So I think I know what my strong points are anyways. Like for me, they used to call me, like in New York, they call me like the chiseler at this restaurant, because I could chisel anything that needed to be done. They'd send me send the cleaner or whatever to get something done quick. If under pressure, chaotic, I'm my best. If things are like, you give me a 40-hour-a-week job with PTO, and if I had that, I never had one, but I'd get bored. I'm moving around. I put things off. It's just weird, man. I don't know. It's got to be more than that to become Richard Branson or someone. They're like, "You guys all have a superpower." I'm like, I doubt it.
Right. Yeah. It's just enough to keep the car on the road. That's all I'm looking to do. Keep the car on the road until I can retire one day.
Right. I mean, I'm sure it turned me in. It partially is the reason was an addict though, because you feel like you're not smart, like you feel you struggle with certain things. So I think it does do something to you in that way. A lot of people, but they'll give Adderall to anyone, but who knows? For the most part, yeah, life has gotten this far. Why screw with it too much? But
exactly.
Sure.
So okay, and when I've talked to you in the past, and you've talked about how the way you are organized and the way you can do things. You do a lot of work behind the scenes for other comics too, like Bobby Kelly, friend of yours, and that whole Creeps with Kids tour, which was outstanding. Yeah. Is that taking a lot of your time still to this day?
Dude, honestly, it's like one of those things where when I first started doing like booking people that I could open for, it's because one, I don't regret it, but it's like I did it because I had agendas to like get on these shows, and maybe I wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? Now I do quite well usually, and I got a lot of time, and so I kind of put it on the back burner, because then I started getting into this thing where I don't want to be known as a booker, because I had that stink on me, and at least with me, that I thought I didn't deserve some of the stuff I was getting. So I regrouped on all that, but now it's like a no brainer. Like I have so many bookers hit me up about things that I might as well book people's shows for them and I get commission on those. So I guess I am kind of industry at this point. I do both, you know what I mean? Like it's a do-it-yourself business anyway. So why not? I know everybody, all the agents, all the comics. So, so I've definitely embraced it this year. Like I'm going to book a lot of stuff that I'm not on, you know what I mean? Just to, get some cash on those and bring people through. So yeah, it does keep me busy, but it's better than doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't sit around these days. Nobody's going to remember to call me every day. "Oh, I got to give Aaron some work." You know what I mean? So my whole Voltron kind of thing is me booking myself, me opening for these other guys, and then me actually having a manager that sends me out for headlining gigs for me in much smaller rooms, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, that's the hustle. And you do this. And then, like for me, it's different because it's kind of different because it's the only thing I count on is the podcast, but I'm constantly in the mindset of, just keep doing it, and something positive is going to happen. The day you stop is the day that you have no chance of anything good happening. Sure.
You believe that too? I do. I absolutely believe that you just keep like when I used to audition a lot in New York for like films and stuff. Like I had people tell me, "You quit worrying about what other people got. Like just keep gathering bullets, or like just your arsenal. Just keep working, keep going. And then when someone is ready to grab you, you're so ready that you're just like." And that's the kind of mindset you have to have. And, the happy baby thing that I have, I was just talking to my wife about it. Just because I've been doing it now like 5 years, it does have a name and people know it. And like, it does book thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, you put the time in, you keep showing up. That's it. 98% of it's being there,
Yep. And then
absolutely true.
And then when that opportunity does present, it's like, all right, okay, this is what I was talking about. I said to my wife the other day, I said, I have a feeling something really, really big is going to happen. I don't know. I have a tendency to have a when I'll have premonitions. I don't know if you
premonitions. Sure. No, yeah, my wife has them. Yeah.
I have those, and it isn't so much about saying, hey, this is going to happen, or I'm making a bold prediction. Just something's buzzing, spider sense, or something's going on.
You feel it in your belly.
Yeah, you feel like something positive is going to happen. And then I've started to be more aware of it. And, I don't know. I just, for some reason, I feel like there's something big coming. I don't know what the fuck it is, but
I hope so, man.
Yeah, likewise.
We'll go together. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I realized in some ways, I was talking to Bobby about it a while ago. And I was talking about the business. He goes, dude, and just you made it. I go, what do you mean I made it? He goes, look at your life. And then gets that gratitude thing where it's like, if in the big scheme of things, I don't have a day job. I'm married. I got a beautiful wife and stepsons and dogs and a house, all this stuff. It's like, that's kind of making it too. It's like, it's hard enough to find something you want to do with your life. And then you're able to survive and then everything else becomes gravy. That's the attitude I have towards it now. Cause it's always going to be a climb. It's never going to end. Unless you quit.
You ever get anybody who tries to cut you down?
Oh yeah.
I mean, really just try to hurt you and then call you.
You know what?
Say, I get that from time to time because I'm loud and obnoxious and people don't like me. So
and you're putting it out there and you know what it is? You're putting something out and I'm not saying you don't have listeners from all over, but these smaller markets, these people think that their pedestrian opinion is important. And it's interesting to me how they react, how we have to react to it, but it's like, there's always going to be someone talking crap or whatever. But
right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't get that too much to my face. Cause I'd probably I'd probably get pretty aggressive.
Oh yeah. I definitely don't get it to my face. That's always,
I feel less there. I mean, and I do stay off. I mean, they're usually young 20 something punks that have something to say about my jokes. You talk about Mac Miller, they come and they get on your page, but any publicity is good publicity for me. But yeah, people are mean in general online. I mean, definitely like the stuff that's been said about me online. If that was said to my face, I'd be in jail right now. I mean, it's like crazy. They never would, it's crazy.
How much of your time lately has been involved with you writing material and coming up with things? Is that constantly happening with you?
I wish I could say that. I should. That's the best advice I ever got is write every day, no matter what. Even if it's just free flow, whatever. What happens with me is I get an hour and then I work that hour and then I go on the road and then I feel like I should keep doing that hour because I know it kills. And then, so yeah, I should be writing a little hard. Right now, I got about half of an hour written. And I'm just working in little bits every time I have a set. So then we'll see where I get, but I need to write more for sure. No, writing just to keep it going. I write on my feet though.
Do you ever see things that happen in the world and then you're inspired to write no matter what it may be? It could be something good, something bad. And some of that stuff should see the light of day. Some of it should not.
Right.
I mean,
yes, absolutely. Well, and often I feel like what I think is important is often not what's clickbait, hot topic bullshit. So I just dig hard into my shit and my point of view of something, and that's all I can do. You know what I mean? I mean, I wish I was a little more up on commentary and stuff because that might give me some better small little chunks. You know what I mean? I mean, I didn't know anything about that Yang. I didn't know anything about that because I don't read the news or anything. So news to me is always I'm the last to know.
What do you think about when a comic, and I didn't do this, but a friend of mine named Stu McAllister.
I know Stu. Yeah.
Okay, good. He saw a comedian shortly after the guy for the Buffalo Bills went down with a cardiac arrest. Was I don't know the joke, but was making a joke about that. And
too soon for Stu. Too soon.
Well, Stu didn't say it. Stu he was pissed off because someone was.
No, I'm saying it's too soon for him because he loves the Bills.
Yeah.
Does he like anything that does well? No, I'm saying they're finally doing well. I love Stu. Me and Stu go way back. Oh, that's hilarious. He must be so over the moon about this Bills team this year. I do know that.
Yeah, I think he's they were very good last year too. And so I think he's very, very cautiously optimistic. Now, I can't. I mean, outside of the Lions, which is my team, I can't think of a team more deserving than the Bills, or that I want to win just because of what they've been through, you know?
I mean, these days, can't you just buy your team? I mean, isn't it all about money? These people will jump for a nickel. So it's not about like, I play with the Steelers until I retire like Terry Bradshaw. These guys don't give a shit who they play for.
Yeah, it's true.
Guess I'm living in Florida. Guess I'm going over here. They don't give a fuck.
Okay, I feel like I've made it. Because every time I turn on whatever podcast, the big famous shows are talking about HelloFresh. Well, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, I've partnered with HelloFresh. Now, I've experienced this myself, and I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Holy cow. You just pick what you want to eat. The box shows up at your house with everything you need to make an absolutely fantastic meal. How often have I talked with you about how much I love to work in the kitchen and make fantastic meals? But the problem with that is there's a little bit of extra work involved with like the research and then going to the store and then buying all the stuff. And then like life gets in the way and you never make it and everything rots in the fridge and it's all stupid and you hate your life. And then you never do it again. And then you eat like a jackass. Well, how about we forget all of that and you just open up your door, walk outside and grab a box filled with particular portions, exact sizes of what you need to make some of the best food you will ever have. And it's like you're a star because you plate the food and then you pass it off to your family. And they're like, who are you? We had no idea you had the ability to make such great food. That's because they specifically tell you the instructions for each of the fantastic meals that you can make with HelloFresh. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this is great. So all this time you've been going out, you've been eating out, you've been spending a ton of cash. How about you make gourmet recipes and you do it? Maybe you do it as a process with other members of your family. It's so much fun, man. Forget about spending all that money on expensive food. Make fast, fresh, amazing recipes with HelloFresh. My gosh, you got to do this. The box shows up and then off you go. Man, I love HelloFresh. This is what I want you to do. I want you to try it out. Go to HelloFresh.com/Zane21. 21 because that's what I look like. I'm 21. HelloFresh.com/Zane21 and use the code Zane21. And then you get, you guessed it, 21 free meals plus free shipping. What a deal. If you're listening to me right now and you don't try this, you're crazy. We're giving you free food. HelloFresh.com/Zane21. Use the code Zane21 and 21 free meals plus free shipping. It doesn't get more perfect than this. My gosh, I love you. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Okay? I love HelloFresh. You will too. Check it out online, HelloFresh.com/Zane21. Use code Zane21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Go do it. Okay, it's time to cut through the clutter with all of the information about online betting. MyBookie. That's all you need to know. MyBookie. New year, new you. When I say new you, I mean because you're going to MyBookie. Give yourself a fresh start with MyBookie. Whether you bet to earn, which some people do because they're good at it, or just to have some fun, MyBookie gives you the most for your money with their redesigned deposit bonus. Just use promo code ZANE on a deposit of $50 or more to receive a cash bonus instantly to your MyBookie account. Try it out. MyBookie. Promo code ZANE. Using this bonus is simple. Bet your deposit amount just once and you're ready to cash out. It's no strings attached with MyBookie. Promo code ZANE. Bet on the NFL, UFC, play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly online blackjack tournaments. You name it, MyBookie has you covered. With so many brands to choose from, you need a platform that makes it simple to bet and win. Like MyBookie. Promo code ZANE. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Become a part of the Horton team. We're looking for welders, painters, assemblers, machine operators, cabinet makers, and other positions to build emergency vehicles that help save lives. Join us at our hiring event on Wednesday, January 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. at 3800 McDowell Road in Grove City. We offer a huge $1,500 sign-on bonus and great benefits such as 401k match, medical coverage starting day one, and much more. For more information on what Horton can do for you, visit careers.revgroup.com and search Grove City.
But yeah, that's really sad what happened to that guy, because that's brutal.
Yeah.
How hard did he get hit for that?
Yeah, it was really, really weird. I was surprised that somebody would actually make a joke about it so soon. I thought that maybe like an Ari Shafir type could possibly pull it off.
I think Ari learned his lesson, actually.
I think, yeah, he has.
It was. I mean, not that he doesn't. He deserves to be able to do what he's always done. But man, I was in the car with DeRosa when it happened. We were in Pittsburgh and we saw the tweet. And Joe knows him really well. He goes, "Fucking Ari!" Like, of all the ones to do, like, everybody loves Kobe Bryant, dude. Everybody.
Oh, that was rough,
dude. But
yeah.
he true to him. He's like, dude, that's what I do. But then, I think it was a pretty rough kind of bounce back. Not that he wasn't still working, but now he's got the highest viewed YouTube special. Jew is amazing. Like he definitely he had to flip a few things around.
I know. What's interesting though is we're talking about it now. And so I think that if he somehow managed to create that fucked up niche, I mean, you can't really, God, it's strange. I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it, but if
I know what he's doing, and it's like, that's really what it is. It's like, you don't have to like the bit, but it's like, he's going to go for it. You know what I mean? No, but I think everybody was so shocked that Kobe Bryant was dead that nobody was ready. It was like, oh no,
right?
And dude, all those Hollywood guys, man, whatever. Not even going to start talking about famous comics I don't even really know. I know a couple of them that are out there, but nobody had his back on that, dude. Like they're those LA dudes. They're Hollywood enough where they don't want no shit, and they they play the game. They play the game, And then all the New York guys really had his back. You know what I mean?
Right. I think it's, to me, like when I saw it, I reacted. There was a visceral reaction, but I look back on that now, and my reaction is more of, "Oh no, what the fuck?" Like that. Yeah. But it's softened. I'm not
sure.
I've learned to not get wound up when they do that shit.
Sure. But I stay away from that stuff. Yeah,
that's
definitely
tough. That is tough.
But he's on to other things. But he's always the thing. I hope everyone knows about him is that he'd give the shirt off his back to most comics he knows, and he's a very kind person. It's literally all just bullshit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But and he was making a point, kind of like, well, he did sodomize that girl. Who knows if that's true? I don't fucking know. He's the Mamba. He's the Mamba, man.
I think that there's something in the world though when the appropriate amount, when a certain amount of time passes, and it's harder to do now because the internet is written in ink. But you look at some of the gigantic moments of horrible behavior and or criminal activity.
Sure.
The People versus O.J. Simpson, a whole new generation of people were introduced to that story. And because of that show, they were like, hey, I like O.J. You know what I mean?
I like O.J. Yeah. No, totally. I mean, there's a way to kind of be, that's another thing, written in stone, like Louis said, like when you do it online, it goes to Congress. So like if you're just sitting around, if you're on stage, even I have a bit that I pulled offline because I kind of it ruffled some feathers with an ex and stuff, and it was just it was problematic where I didn't want to get into it with her. But it's like like that should have just stayed in the club that night. It killed in front of the 200 people that were there, and I should have left it alone. Instead, my guy put it out online. I was like, ugh. Because it's hard to get rid of it then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Because you can say some of the most heinous shit, like talking to me or whatever, as a joke. You're just, sure. But when it's written down, no, that's a million times worse.
I mean, that's how we remember everything now. And it's like, you can't get rid of all the links. If someone even comments on it, then there's another link of like the story, the clickbait of like the whole, him saying it. He can pull it down. It's still there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think for the most part, I think he's chilled out on that kind of stuff. Or what? You know what? No one's died lately. So.
I was reading an article that comedy kind of had war waged against it in the past year. What do you think about that?
I'll tell you what's going on. At least I can only speak for like how it's affecting me. Regardless if we need diversity or not, what's happening now is it's turned completely. And when I say diversity, I mean like if you have to have a lineup with 2 women, 2 this, 2 that, or whatever, it's like the person that's getting bumped out of that usually in my experience is like I'm like, hey, remember me? I'm the one way. Yeah, there's just, but the problem is there's just so many of us doing comedy. But yeah, I see a lot of that where it's like, it's not that, don't call it cancel culture, really. I think it's just, I think Michael Chase said it, it's like the whole book has been rewritten. So when the agents, the industry, the bookers, the clubs, everyone, they're all going, no, we really want to mess with these TikTok viral things or whatever. It's changed, and either get on board and start trying to still be liked, you know what I mean, and draw, or like get off, because comedy's never going to go back to, Greg Giraldo screaming whatever he wants and all that, the whole late night. I should have been a 90s comic, that was my sweet spot. But yeah, there's a lot.
Do you think that audience members go into comedy shows with maybe they're almost like wanting to get cranky with the comic to some degree?
Yes, absolutely. Because what I've seen, and I said it to a girl, I got some tape of it too. Like this, it's a classic thing now. The arms crossed like this and kind of looking like, say something I don't like. I'm listening. You know what I mean? And I brought it up on stage and I was messing with her and she laughed. And so she didn't know she was doing it even, but I was like, that kind of stuff is, because comedy is so popular right now, like probably a pretty high right now, where you're getting people that, oh, I like comedy. Why? Oh, because it's cool now or whatever. So those people do not necessarily understand how the whole thing's really going. They don't know how to act in the club. They feel like the person's talking just to them and they're embarrassed or what. It's just all that stuff. So yeah, basically what it comes down to is the people that are going out to see shows, a lot of them are just kind of pedestrian, like kind of, what do you call it? It's not their main focus for any kind of fun. It's probably maybe in the top 5 of things they want to do on a Friday, but not number 1, 2, or 3, maybe 4 or 5, So
it's interesting because comedy at local venue, the audience is a million times different than comedy going to see Dave Chappelle.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's just you've got so much more to contend with because they're there to talk amongst their friends or get drunk or whatever the fuck.
Sure.
And they may see something funny and they may become a new fan if lucky. Sure. And hopes to, but it's harder to do what you do than like someone like Dave would do. Once you get to that point where they're going to seek you out, they're number one.
Sure. Yeah, he's got like even what Seinfeld said, but it's like, for 5 minutes, they give me a pass, but then after that, I got to be funny. But I don't even know if that's true these days. People that go to a Chappelle show, he could stick a firecracker up their ass. They wouldn't care. You know what I mean? They're licking his boots. It's fine. I'm not saying those shows don't murder. I would never, pay to go that much to go see. It's not like a club comedy. You really get a gauge of people. You really do how they, because they're a little more used to what to do, how to laugh and stuff.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite comedian of all time?
Of all time, you know what? It's for me, and I know like they sleep on him, but Greg Giraldo is my favorite comic.
I thought you were going to say that because you mentioned him earlier, and he's one of my favorites. I had a pleasure of speaking to him before he passed.
His kid is doing comedy, and he's amazing. He's a good kid. Yeah, Greg Giraldo Jr. Look him up online.
Wow,
he runs an open mic. Who took him on the road? Attell took him a couple places. Everyone's excited. He looks just like Greg, except for like, obviously much younger than even when Greg started. He's a baby. He's like 19. But yeah, dude, it's awesome. Just to have a little Greg left around that or Carlin, it's just weird because the guys I idolize are people that I don't think I could ever be good at how they do it. Like Carlin, like it's just, there's not a lot of Carlin. Like there's a lot of people that can do Pryor. There's a lot of people that can do even Louis or whatever, copy their cadence a little bit or look up to them. But man, like Giraldo, just the writing and the looseness, just the whole package, it's wild.
Gallagher died not long ago. Were you familiar with Gallagher's work at all?
I knew his work, obviously, but probably not enough that there probably was a time in his life when he did just have a straight hour.
He did.
But I just think what happened with him is, you get more and more conservative as you get older unless you work on it. And I think I read that he had some real weird personal views. I was like, I'm good. Yeah.
I remember one time years ago, we're talking like 1994. He showed up at a radio station I worked at in Saginaw, Michigan. And he says to me that he had to go get shit for the show. And we went to a goddamn grocery store and we bought the order. It's all the cantaloupes and watermelon.
Such a crazy dude. Yeah. What is it's funny. I'm sure he was killing in Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, and then his brother started to, did you hear that part of the story? His brother started to do his act. He asked permission to do his act as Gallagher too.
Gallagher too. Does he have a big bald dome? Does he look like him a little bit?
Just like him. No one knew. It was so fucking weird, man.
God, their dad is probably passed away now. He's probably like, how did I end up with two fucking idiots? Yeah, just God, what's wrong with my balls?
Holy
this is
shit.
horrible. No, but who is underrated and actually kind of a nice guy is Carrot Top. People give him shit. He's a real ass dude, man.
Yeah.
Sorry you went viral with whatever the fuck.
Remember that scene when Greg said, "What the fuck happened to your face?"
Oh yes,
I forgot which roast it was.
Dude, I'll never forget that Tough Crowd episode when he roasted Leary, and Colin Quinn asked Dennis, he's like, "You want me to take that out?" He goes, "No, man, it's not about that," because he really caught him off guard. But Leary thought they were just chatting, and Geraldo's just so smart. He has all that information already in his head, so he was firing off. But that was a wild one. He knows how to really get you.
That's fantastic.
Could have stayed off the oxys.
Yeah, that'll do it every time. I'm glad you're healthy. You're doing okay. I know.
Dude, everything's good.
That is awesome. Right there with you. I'm proud of you. I think you're doing a great job. I'm looking forward to you being in the area. Holy crap. So you got Friday I would love to. Let's see. Friday.
I'll reserve you a couple tickets.
What time? Because I got a hockey game Friday night.
I think it's 8.
Oh,
I'll
shit.
probably go. Yeah,
you're not doing 2 shows?
No, I wish we were drawing. I mean, it was kind of last minute, but just put February 11th on your calendar, then come see Bobby at the listening room.
Oh, that'll be great. Okay, I got a hockey game then too. I do PA work for the local hockey team.
Gotcha. Doesn't Don want that job? No, he does it somewhere else. I feel so bad. I'm not trying to kick a man when he's down.
Yeah. I didn't. I talked a little bit about on my Patreon that the things have kind of gone south for our pal Donnie, and I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he just got in over his head. And the thing that I tell all those comics that also ruined their whole whatever little bit of traction they had as a local comic, I go, did you learn your lesson not to get online and shit on funny business and think you're taking over the world? And look where you are now. Now you can't do either. You know what I mean? But Don, I've never known Don to be funny with the money, so I don't know what it really came down to. But it could be like robbing Peter to pay Paul when one show doesn't go. Like Creeps with Kids in Chicago, dude. That guy owed me money. That dude from that theater for a month and a half. So
you finally got. That was the show that I saw you at.
Oh yeah, dude. I said, besides the lighting being messed up and all that, but it was a great show. And I told him basically right before Christmas, that was in November when we did the show. I said, without saying too much, if you don't pay me today, I'm coming to your house. I was like, I'm done.
Yes.
And he all of a sudden his accountant magically came up with it. They flipped my money, dude. That's all.
Wow.
They paid like Insane Clown Posse or something from the week before. Who knows what they did? Because I knew that's why they wanted to do their ticketing. So I do all my own ticketing now. But
all right. Dude. Well, all right, brother. I want people to go see you, and all the notes all the info is in the show notes. Aaron Putnam, you're a great dude to talk to, and I'm so glad you're able to spend time.
Appreciate you, brother, man. We'll see you soon, and let me know any show you want to go to.
Thank you, Aaron. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What if everything you got came with a little bit of money? Spicy chicken ramen with a side of quarters, a full tank of gas, and a $5 bill, an entire pantry's worth of groceries, and a pocket full of cash. Well, then you'd be living life on the Upside, the first platform that gives you real cash back in real life wherever you roll. Restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations, all cashback opportunities. So order the expensive appetizer, buy a little extra at the store, fill your gas tank till the pump stops. Because with Upside, you can. Start earning cashback just for doing you. Download the free Upside app and use promo code SPICY for an extra $10 cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's promo code SPICY. Promo code SPICY. SPICY for an extra $10 on the free Upside app. Start living life on the Upside with the free Upside app.
Surgeons keep our hearts beating. They do the amazing. help save lives, and so can you. Your CSL plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines that can give Grandpa the chance for his heart to swell when he meets his new grandson, or give a bride the chance for her heart to skip a beat on her wedding day. Every plasma donation helps more than you know. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate today at your local CSL Plasma Center and be rewarded for your generosity.